Welcome to this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on stratification and differentiation. In this video we're going to look at the Gini coefficient. The Gini coefficient is a measure of statistical dispersion and is widely used to gauge income inequality within a population. Developed by the Italian statistician Corrado Gini in 1912, this coefficient ranges between 0 and 1, where 0 signifies perfect equality, everyone has the same income, and 1 indicates perfect inequality, one person has all the income while everyone else has none. The development and application of the Gini coefficient have significantly influenced economic theory and policy, particularly in the realms of social mobility and inequality. Gini introduced his coefficient in his seminal work, Variability and Mutability. His interest lay in the statistical measurement of inequality, which he saw as crucial for understanding economic disparities and their social implications. While the Gini coefficient primarily measures income inequality, it also has profound implications for understanding social mobility. Social mobility refers to the ability of individuals or families to move up or down the economic ladder within a society. High income inequality, as indicated by a high Gini coefficient, often correlates with lower social mobility. This relationship suggests that in highly unequal societies, individuals from lower income families face greater challenges in achieving upward mobility. Several mechanisms link the Gini coefficient to social mobility. Firstly, access to education and opportunities. In countries with high income inequality, access to quality education and opportunities is often skewed in favour of the wealthy. This disparity restricts the potential for individuals from lower income backgrounds to improve their economic status, thus stifling social mobility. Secondly, intergenerational wealth transmission. High income inequality typically results in substantial intergenerational wealth transfers, where the economic advantages or disadvantages of parents are passed on to their children, usually through inheritance. This transfer perpetuates income disparities and reduces the likelihood of social mobility. Thirdly, economic and social policies. Societies with high Gini coefficients often exhibit policies that do not favour equitable growth. Tax structures, social security and public spending might disproportionately benefit the rich, making it difficult for poorer individuals to break out of the cycle of poverty. Empirical studies have demonstrated the negative impact of high income inequality on social mobility. For instance, research by economists such as Miles Korak has highlighted the Great Gatsby curve, which illustrates that countries with higher income inequality tend to have lower intergenerational mobility. In his studies, Korak shows that the United States, which has a relatively high Gini coefficient, also exhibits lower social mobility compared to countries like Denmark and Canada, which have lower Gini coefficients. Furthermore, the World Bank's data supports these findings, showing that nations with lower Gini coefficients, such as the Nordic countries, tend to have higher social mobility. These countries have policies that promote equal access to education, healthcare and social services, facilitating a more level playing field for all citizens. The Gini coefficient in the UK has fluctuated over the years, reflecting changes in economic policy, social welfare programmes and broader economic conditions. As of the latest available data, the UK's Gini coefficient stands at approximately 0.36, indicating a relatively high level of income inequality compared to other developed nations. This level is higher than many European countries, but lower than the United States, which has a Gini coefficient closer to 0.41. Historically, the Gini coefficient in the UK rose significantly during the 1980s and early 1990s, a period marked by Thatcher's economic policies that include privatisation, deregulation and reductions in social welfare. These policies led to increased income disparities as high earners benefited more from tax cuts and economic growth than low-income households. The early 2000s saw a slight stabilisation of the Gini coefficient, partly due to New Labour's government policies that focused on reducing child poverty and increasing public spending on health and education. However, the global financial crisis of 2008 led to renewed concerns about rising inequality. Post-2010, the UK implemented austerity measures aimed at reducing public sector debt, which disproportionately affected lower income households. These measures, coupled with slow wage growth, have contributed to persistent income inequality. Income inequality, as indicated by the Gini coefficient, has significant implications for social mobility in the UK. Several studies and reports highlight the correlation between high income inequality and low social mobility. In the UK, access to quality education is heavily influenced by family income. Children from wealthier families are more likely to attend high-performing schools and universities, leading to better job prospects and higher incomes. The Sutton Trust reports that children from the richest fifth of families are 3 times more likely to achieve 5 good GCSEs compared to those from the poorest fifth. Further research by the London School of Economics and others indicates that the UK has relatively low levels of intergenerational mobility. This means that the economic status of parents heavily influences the future earnings and social status of their children. The Social Mobility Commission's State of the Nation report highlights that only 1 in 8 children from low-income backgrounds is likely to become a high-income earner. The UK also exhibits significant regional disparities in social mobility. Areas with high income inequality, such as parts of London and the South East, often have better opportunities for upward mobility compared to regions like the North East and parts of the Midlands, where economic opportunities are more limited. Addressing the high Gini coefficient and improving social mobility in the UK requires a multifaceted approach. Key policy recommendations from sociologists include ensuring equal access to high quality education. This could involve increasing funding for schools in disadvantaged areas, providing more scholarships and financial aid for higher education, and addressing the attainment gap between different socioeconomic groups. Another suggestion is to implement a more progressive tax system, which can help reduce income inequality. This includes higher taxes on the wealthy and increased support for low-income families through tax credits and benefits. A further argument put forward is that there should be a strengthening of social safety nets such as unemployment benefits, housing support and healthcare, which can provide a buffer for low-income households and help them invest in their future. Further recommendations include regional development. Targeting investments in economically disadvantaged regions can create jobs and improve the infrastructure, fostering greater economic opportunities and social mobility. And policies that promote fair wages, job security and opportunities for career advancement are crucial in addressing income inequality. This includes supporting unions, implementing living wage policies and encouraging businesses to invest in employee development. The Gini coefficient serves as a crucial indicator of income inequality, and its application to the UK reveals significant challenges for social mobility. High levels of inequality correlate with limited opportunities for upward mobility, particularly for those from disadvantaged backgrounds. That concludes this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on stratification and differentiation, looking at the Gini coefficient. Thanks for watching.